Hello and welcome. This is part 2 of the chain assembly tutorial. So in this video we are going to be taking the parts that we created for the chain, the two links and the pin cap, and we're going to be assembling them in a way that the chain can still move. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring in my parts. So click on Insert, and it's under Pt.2, and I'm going to just bring in one complete sort of assembly. So one double link, and a link, and a pin cap. Alright, so if we can go, and I'm just gonna out of good practice, I'm gonna make the pin aligned in the z axis and on the origin. So again, this is just good practice. So I have all my parts inserted. I'm going to click here and then sort of hover around, blocks in there. I'm going to right click here and I'm going to move to origin. So now that head is on the origin, and I'm just going to align this align with the Z. So now if I look at the front, it's aligned with the Z axis. Oh, it moved off the origin because I forgot to fix it. So let's move it over to the origin again. Again, I click and drag that to get in the middle. Right click, move to origin, and I am indeed aligned with the Z because it's straight up. Okay, so from here, and if I wanted to, I can anti-align with Z so that it's the other way, but we won't do that. So now I'm going to fix it. So now the pin will not move. Fix. And the links will be moving around the pin. So now I'm going to move this over here. And feel free to move around so you're in like a better view. I like to fix my parts so that they are in the direction that I want them to be in. So I know this pin needs to thread this hole, right? So I'm gonna kind of move it, and you can do this by just clicking the solve button, but I kind of like aligning them before I make any final sort of commitments. With mates, even though they're not final, because you can just it's just a preference thing. All right, so once I have that somewhat lined up, I'm going to go ahead and make a revolute mate. So revolute mate, click on revolute, and then I'm going to click up here. So make sure that you're over on the top where the cylinder of the pin starts, and then I'm going to go over here where the hole starts. And notice the pin didn't move, right? The link, the double not the double link. The link, yeah, the double link moved. And this is the solve button that I was telling you about. And you can do that, but I don't know. I like moving them and playing around with the parts, kind of like Legos before I do anything. So it automatically prompts me to go to another revolute mate, which is okay. But I'm actually going to fasten this cap to the end of this pin. So that's not going to be a revolute. That's going to be a fasten, and I can just click and drag this down to kind of get it in the direction I want it to be in. And now I'm going to click on fasten, and I'm going to click on, make sure I get to the bottom here. Bottom, and then over here. And I'm going to reorient that because it's going backwards. So that's a case where I would rather spin it. So bottom, move this down, and then I'm going to go to this side and click on it. And I'm going to orient it so that it's lined up with my pin. And then go back to fasten, see if that makes it better. And all the way back. And then that's going to fasten with that. And check it off. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Oh, I made a mistake. So this is actually good. I made a mistake, and I'm gonna take you over how to fix it. So the back side, if you can see, the back side of this link, these need to be a larger diameter, right? Because that's not gonna fit. And so I'm gonna go back to Pt.2. I made this mistake on purpose. Just kidding. But I'm glad I did, because now I can take you over how to fix it. So I'm hoping that this is indeed the side that I want, and so I need to first find out what that was. So I got to go back to the drawing. I need to find out what the size of the hole was. Go here, and so those are 0.37. So much larger, right? So these are, the front are 0.23, and then these rear are 0.37, right? Because that needs to fit with the cap. So that makes sense. 0.37. So what I'm going to do is just create a sketch on the back side. Again, I'm hoping that I didn't finagle it differently when I was messing around with the assembly. 50% chance. So center point, I'm going to bring it in here. Boom. Another one. Boom. These are going to be equal to each other. Dimension and 0.37. Extrude. Remove. And I'm going to go up to face, and I'm just going to click on this face right here and check it off. So very good. if I go into my assembly, and indeed it was, so it was the backside, so that worked out. Excellent. And notice it automatically changed. If you have a drawing, it won't automatically change, and you'll have to press this update. So and there's probably ways where you would have to do that within Assemblies. It's probably a setting, but with drawings, you have to click on the update. So okay, so now we're good. And notice, right, if I click and drag, I'm just revolving around that pin. So pretty cool. All right, so now for this mate. This is also going to be a revolute mate. And again, I'm gonna get it in an orientation that makes a little bit more sense. Okay. And for this one, I am going to click on Revolute Mate again and click here and click here and check it off. So the Revolute Mate is nice because you can it's kind of like a cylindrical mate, so it kind of knows we're dealing with cylinders. So now this, if I click and drag, I can move it around. So you can also define parameters under the Revolute Mate. So if you edit, if you right click and then edit, you can set limits. And if you want a limit of 0 for the minimum, and then a limit of 90 for the maximum, then it's only going to be able to move 90 degrees. And interestingly, as soon as you hit that 90 degree, it starts moving the other piece. So it kind of acts as like crashing, which I didn't know it did. So that's cool. I won't keep that. That's fine. So that's a chain link. So that's your and you can continue making these and make like a big chain that goes all the way around. And yeah, so that's pretty much what this assembly is calling for. And the drawing did have a couple more pieces to it, so feel free to go ahead and add another couple links to the chain. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you got something good out of it.